All right, good morning. It's Wednesday. I'm going to go over missions today for you. One thing we wanted to do before we got into that was to recap a little bit what happened last week. So we had a really good performance here in the shiny competition. 25, I believe, of our membership cashed in that competition, including all of these in the top 100. As a group, last week alone in game week 3, we made over $10,000 and over 220,000 essence. So great game week 3. Congrats to everybody who cashed and everybody who won. One of my favorite subscribers took down the competition. Prince had a week, $4,700 in cash alone. But let's get into those missions because there are some winnable ones today. In my main sheet, which you get with a $5 subscription, we have the makeshift missions tab. This comes up every morning and it will show you ranked plays in each mission. There are a couple that are more lucrative than others, but we go through them all. Win picker, you're looking for a classic card who's going to get a win today. Win chance is ranked here for you. You can just look at the names if you want. So Sonny Gray, Brian Wu, Valdez, down the list. Pretty simple one there. Workhorse, this is an in-season card requirement. This is how many innings they're going to go, basically how many outs they're going to get. So some of the same guys. Wu with a great matchup here. Wu is one of the best pitchers in the league. I'd say he's a top 5 starter right now, and he's pretty undervalued. So somebody to think about picking up. So again, pretty straightforward, just looking down the list. The RP one is where you're winning a lot of essence. They have some starters that have RP cards. All they need to do is go 3 innings. These guys generally go 3 innings unless it really comes off the rails. Reed Detmers and Joey Cantillo both have relief pitcher cards and are starters. So those are your 2 cheat codes for today. You want both of those in if you have them. That is pretty much a guaranteed 1,000 essence. And then you can go right down the list. We're looking at some other ones today. Brad Lord hasn't pitched in 3 or 4 days. He is a long man for Washington, and Miles Michaelis is starting. So if he gets knocked around early, you could see Lord come into the game and mop up some innings. But you have a list here also of innings for relief pitchers. Scrolling through, we get to slugger. This is another in-season requirement. This I have ranked by home run chance because that is the biggest of the payouts. So with the categories of single, RBI, and homer, but the best prize being homer, I take those. And these pay best 5 clues. So these are pretty valuable clues to win. And you go back here, you see Nick Kurtz at the top and on down. Judge Carpenter's still dealing with a stomach bug, but did pinch hit last night, so could be back today. Have to watch for a lineup to come out on him if you're going to try him. But if he's in, I will definitely try him. Slap hitter, also an in-season. This is just basically your singles mission. So sorted by your best singles hitters projections. Xavier Edwards, Arise, Washington's Luis Garcia, and so on. And that one pays highest tier. So you can get up to 30 in highest tier if they get 3 singles. That's pretty rare. I've had maybe 1 or 2 occurrences this season. Thief is a classic competition, so you're really looking for steals here because you get the most out of that. Get $8 worth of credits if you can get. There are a couple guys that steal a lot. Chandler Simpson and Caballero well above the rest of the field here in the projection. Both of them really like to run. Bobby Witt, of course, and then you see some of the bigger stars down the list, and you just need classics for this one. So this is a pretty easy one to make up some credits in. Marcy stole 4 bases last night, so there are some places you can go here. And the last one is the closer, and this is designed, again, for RP cards. But if you have a starter with an RP card and it's a classic, you can use it here. So there are a lot of these floating around. Obviously, Detmer and Cantillo have in-season ones, but they also have previous season cards. Michael King, really good starter. I think there's about a 99.9% chance he gets 3Ks. So if you have one of his RP cards, you can throw that in. Grant Holmes, certainly a good strikeout pitcher. Joe Boyle, all those guys have RP cards you can use. If you don't have one of those, they're ranked again for you similarly to the top, but this time by Ks instead. So a good look at that. Sure, pause, look at the full list if you want, but it's a pretty good way to find those cards that you need for each mission. And since I won some essence last night, I have enough to craft, so we're going to do a quick craft. This is another tool available to you if you subscribe to our Even Basic membership. And I'm not going to show you the whole process because I have a video that shows the whole process now over in the Discord. But basically, this is what our crafting helper looks like. First thing you need to do is update the player pool because they're constantly changing the tiers and the pricing changes, and that's all reflected in the crafting helper. Running this script takes, I'd say, about 2 minutes. So while that works, I'm going to go over here and get my crafting ready. As you can see at the bottom, I have clues for everything. So even if we got a standard room, we'll try the highest rank, see if it's a star. If it is, we'll use some other clues. If it's not, we'll probably just take a guess. Okay, so when it's done updating, you'll get this message that says it's been successfully updated. So now we should have all the players and all the tiers ready to go. So let's see what we get. We got a special T2 room, so all cards are T2 or better. So that's a good sign. So in our crafting helper, we do special T2. So it's going to eliminate all those tier 3, 4s, and 5s. For this one, I think we're going to do highest rank because I want to see if there's a star in there. And there could be multiple stars in here because you have a better chance, obviously, with none of those tier 3, 4, or 5 cards in the room. So let's see if we can narrow it down a little bit. Plus, I want to show you how this all works. So let's do a highest rank and see what our highest rank is. Highest rank is T1. All right, so some pretty good players in T1. We're going to try to get that one. I do have quite a few division clues. I think position clues are pretty hard to find, though, too. Yeah, I only have 19 available. I'm going to save that for when I have a star, but I am going to do division because I win a lot of those. So I'll show you a little bit about how the crafting helper works. If you used both, you can narrow it down even further, but we'll just do one here. So I can pop all these in. All right, and always good to double check these, make sure you got them correct. Nothing worse than making a mistake here. Yep, that should be correct. All right. So with this clue in, we can take a quick filter, and we'll see what we got here. All right, so we've updated. We know there's no star in here, so you can eliminate the yellow. Actually, I can eliminate it right here. So we did highest tier, we got tier 1. Filter it again, you're going to see the yellow go away. All right, so we're looking for the best T1s we can find here. I'd really love a Schlittler. I've been thinking about buying one. But you can actually look and see how they're ranked based on value in each slot. So that's what these ranking by quality, ranking by price is. Both are number 1 in slot 8. And you got a Freeman, Yamamoto, Pahis has been great. Jackson Merrill. So some good ones in here. If we wanted to keep narrowing it down, we could do the best 5, and it would eliminate. Yeah, let's do a best 5. All right, so if we use a best 5, I've got 13 of these, but we do win these. So I've got enough for another one. All right, so now we're going to use a best 5. I'm going to run it, and it's going to cut down to 5 of these. And then I'm going to redo the divisions here. Central, AL West, AL East. NL Central, AL East, AL East, NL East. All right, so now we've cut it down further. We're going to filter again. All right, so again, this NL West slot that was over here before is now still our best option, it looks like. But it's pretty close. But you can look at the T1s and see which ones you would really like to get. Skeens is over here. NL West definitely has some good players. I'm going to go with NL West, slot 4, and see who we get. Edwin Diaz. So a top closer, not awful. He was the T1. He was one of the T1s. We also had Schwarber and Julio. So here's Schwarber, Julio in slot 2. So we actually had 3 T1s in this room. So probably not the guy I wanted, but obviously a top closer with a top team. So he'll be very usable this season. So anyway, that's how you narrow things down, make your decisions, and it's just a data-driven way to make some decisions. That's all. Let's claim him, and we'll probably get him in next week. I like to use starters in the RP slots over the weekend if I can, but Diaz will be a great one to own for the rest of the season. All right, thanks for watching. If you're thinking about signing up, you do all that in the Patreon, and then as soon as I see your subscription come through, I will get you access to the main sheet. That is this one with our projections for hitters, starting pitchers, and relief pitchers. That's for the upcoming game week. With our missions tab that helps you with those. We have market values that show where the value is sticking out for the upcoming game week based on their upcoming projection. It has all the different scarcities depending on what you play. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Good luck this week.